Hey there, my sweet friends, and welcome to day 3 of 12 Days of Christmas in July. If you're just joining in, you can find links for the first 2 days at the top of the description so you can get caught up. And don't forget to listen throughout the video for the question of the day. For today's project, we're going to be creating these beautiful vintage-inspired layered tags. And so these are going to be beautiful for tags. You could use them to create a banner, you could use them on your trees, you could add them to cards. It's so very versatile and a lot of fun to create. So if that sounds good to you, then stick around and we will make it together. For today's project, we're going to use this Mintay Paper's Christmas Blessing 6x6 paper pad, and I think this is such a nice way to get some layering embellishments out of your paper pad. And so you're going to get all of these beautiful pattern papers, and then they also include cut aparts. And so if you enjoy fussy cutting as I do, then you have an opportunity to make your own ephemera, and you just want to cut these out, leaving a little bit of the white background as a border to make it look like authentic ephemera. And so for our project today, the 6x6 size is fairly ideal because we're going to make something that is a little bit smaller, and so these kind of fit the scale better. So just for fun, I thought it would be nice to compare the sizes between those 6x6 pads and the 12x12. And so you're still going to get that fun cut apart sheet, but there are more images on this. And for many of these images, the scale is a little bit larger. And so you just want to pick the size that will fit the project that you want to create. I can't wait to get into this one. I think it is so bright and cheerful. But for today's project, we're kind of going with a vintagey vibe with a softer palette, and so we're going to work with that Christmas Blessings. We are also going to be using some fairly basic shape dies as well, and that will cut out the patterns of the paper. So I'm going to use a nested set of arches, and I picked these 2 particular ones because I needed enough space between these layers so that the pattern will show. I picked this up from Amazon. I will link it in the description. I also have just regular ovals, and so that's going to fit on top of our doily so that we can have a layering pattern. And then I'm also using this flower pleated lace oval, and this one comes from Gina Marie Design, and I'll link that one as well. And so I did find this to be ideal for that arch shape, and it sort of fit that space really well. And of course you can see there's a variety of sizes in here. So let's work on the base, and we're gonna start with a core of 110-pound cardstock. You do want this to be very sturdy. If it's a tag or if you're gonna hang it on your tree, then you do want it to have some structure to it so that it won't be flimsy. And so I just cut that larger arch with my 110-pound cardstock, and then I do want to cover the back of this so that it is finished all the way around. And so I have already added my double-sided adhesive, and now I'll just come in with my 2 glue combo, and I'll just sandwich that thicker cardstock between the layers. Now if you're going to put this on a card, then I would probably just skip this because you don't need that extra sturdiness in between the layers. But you do want to pick some patterns that have enough contrast so that they're definitely noticeable and they don't look too busy. So I'm going to start with this very neutral pattern. It does not have much contrast, so it just kind of reads as a solid in the background. And I'm going to continue working with my 2 glue combo as I go along so that I know it is well secured. For my next arch, you see there is enough room in between those layers for that pattern to be noticeable. And I do also want to include a strip of this wood grain. This is going to help to neutralize a little bit of that pattern so it's not too busy. And I just want to kind of add that to the bottom. So I am going to position it underneath that arch so I know how high up I want my double-sided tape to go. Then I'll just bring those corners together and clip off the excess. Now I know it will fit exactly perfectly. And you can see on the back here is the pattern that we're going to use for our oval shape. So to add this layer, I am going to use some dimensional foam tape. I really want to build up the depth here between the layers, and so I'm just going to use this strip here. If you don't have Teflon scissors and you use these foam spacers, you really do need to get these. I think that it is such a nice way to get these cut and not leave sticky goo all over your scissor blades. I just want to make sure not only am I going around the outside, but I'll lay in a couple strips in the center to support that as well. And so this is just going to get centered there on our base layer. We have that beautiful oval die now, and once again I'm going to work with my two glues and just get this adhered. And this is going straight down without a spacer in the middle, but we will add more dimension for the next layer coming. And remember, that was the back side of our wood grain, and for this I'm just gonna put in some of these foam tabs. In my mind, it makes sense to create a design for tags and then just repeat it so that you're working efficiently and you can create a little assembly line and get a lot of tags made quickly. But you can just create each one individually if that makes sense to you. And then just drop that right down in the center of that beautiful doily. Now, here is where the last detail comes in for this tag base, and I have created those 3 tags all with the same process and the same papers. I do want to add just a little bit of extra detail for the bottom here, and that is going to come from this pipe cleaner or Chanel stem, however they call it now. And you do need to have hot glue to add that because you want to get down into the texture of that pipe cleaner so it will be well secured. So just run a little line of your hot glue there and then press it into place and push it down into that glue so that it is well secured. Can come in now and just clip off the excess. So now our base is complete and I want to start adding our finishing details. So I took one of the cut apart sheets, and there are 2 for that paper pad, and so one of them was enough for all 3 tags, minus one blue star that I cut out just because I wanted it to have a little balance. But you can imagine how far that will go if you are creating tags, and you could make 6 of these similarly. Just switch out your background patterns. And so for me, I am going to put some of it lower on the base, and then some of it I do want to lift up and have some dimension. So I think this nutcracker is beautiful, and it is quite narrow, so it did not become a focal image only because of its scale. But I think as a layering piece, it's quite nice. And if I add it just with my double-sided tape here, then it will be easier to add further layers with my foam tabs. And so this beautiful cloche with the tree inside will be raised up on more of those foam tabs. And see, when I flip that over, how nice that is layered up like that. I also want to include one of the stars from that ephemera sheet, and I just want to make sure to have the placement of this exactly where I want with all those layers. So I'll just kind of fold this up and add a little bit of hot glue. Now I know that will be exactly where I want it to be. And then we'll remove the backing from these foam tabs and add this cloche as well. Our brand that does these cut apart images is P13. I didn't wind up with any of that this year, but I did use some last year, and I really found a lot of joy in layering up these fussy cut pieces. So I would definitely consider looking at P13 as well. So now I'm going to put that cloche here and make sure that it's straight. I did create these flowers for our flower prep day video. I will link that in the description. And because there is a limited amount of space here, I have one flower and just a little foliage instead of having a corner with the foliage going in the other direction. So let's just add that here, you see, and that will help to balance the bottom of this tag. You don't necessarily need a shaped die for the base of this. I think a rectangle would be just as beautiful. So here's our first tag finished, and I have created the base for the second and third tag using the same patterns and the same technique. And so I'm ready to begin adding those layering embellishments in. So of course we have a couple of different designs on that image cut apart sheet. So I just figured out which ones I thought went together best. And so I have the beautiful wreath here, and then a couple of the little gingerbread cookies and an ornament. For these smaller pieces, I did glue them together first, and then I pop them up on these thin 3D foam squares from Really Reasonable Ribbon. And so I'm going to get a little bit of dimension out of this, just a little bit of lift without quite as much bulk. So I'm going to do the same for this background piece, and then add this second layering of those image cut aparts. And I also have another one of those beautiful flowers with a foliage, and this is going to go right along the bottom. So I had a couple of flowers that we created for that prep video that were a little bit larger, and so I'm going to utilize those for the two tags that had less of a large image, so that will help to fill up that space. And just keeping in mind to have all the little fragile bits within the border here so that they don't become damaged. For the third tag, I have a combination of those cut aparts, and because some of them are a little bit larger, I do want to layer them underneath that focal image. So once again, I am going to tack these together before we start. We've got that beautiful little ornament. And I'll put that right down onto the base layer. Then top it with that gingerbread house. And then that last star can just go right on top. And so I'll just go ahead and add that with my hot glue. I think this is a really good time for the question of the day. So if you could design your own ugly Christmas sweater, not to say that you would wear one or that you wouldn't, but if you could design one, what would you make? And so I think it would be quite funny for me to have one with a T-Rex on it that had those grabber hands so that, you know, they can reach things. I'm quite short. I'm barely topping 5 feet. And so I am always struggling to reach things. And so I think I would want a dinosaur with grabber hands. So that would be my choice. I probably wouldn't wear it, but if I had one, that would be it. Let me know in the comments what your choice would be. Now, this would be a very nice collection of tags if you wanted that. If you wanted to turn this into a banner, you could simply add your holes here and string it on some beautiful ribbon, or you could use these for ornaments for your tree. Now, I also brought down a card base just so that you could see. This is a standard size 6.5 by 5 card, and if you put that on there, I think it would be a beautiful accent. So they're pretty versatile, just depends on how you would want to use it. But we are going to put a loop on here, and I just created these with our handle from that gift bag. Remember from yesterday, we took these off, but now I think these will work pretty well to create a sort of a natural looking loop for the top. So I'm gonna use this and loop it over itself. I want them to be similarly sized, so I'll just use this as my template to see where they cross over. And then I'll put a little hot glue here. Be careful if you get burned easily. And then press that in. So this is a natural material that takes well to hot glue. I'm going to cut these ends off, and I'll attach this to the back. You could easily substitute some beautiful ribbon trim if you wanted to use that, but I just thought with this palette, this kind of natural material in a craft color would look beautiful. So let's put a little bit of hot glue on here. So now this will function as a tag with a loop, and I'll do that for all 3 of these tags. Now we don't have any ribbon trim on these or charms, but I think we do have room for some sequins, and that will add a little bit of sparkle and extra detail. So let's pull some of these out, and then we can add them with our tombow. So let's just kind of distribute these along the raised sections and then down onto the base to further enhance that depth that we have developed. I'm going to give each one 3. And then just adhere those with our tombow. I hope this encourages you to create your own layered tags using those images that you can fussy cut. I do find fussy cutting to be quite relaxing and something to do if you have an audiobook on, or if you're watching the Tigers play or something like that. Just having busy work is so nice, and you can get a lot done before you realize it. So I hope this is going to encourage you to try that out as well. You can probably get a similar look if you were to utilize your sticker sheet. I would recommend, though, adhering those stickers down to a sturdy cardstock and cutting them back out so that you don't have a wavy pattern on the top of your layers. But you would probably get a very similar ephemera effect if you were to do that. So I'm just going to continue along here with these sequins, and that's going to be it for day 3. I sure hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and make sure to come back tomorrow for day 4. You can find links in the description for the products that I mentioned today, as well as our socials. So that is going to be it, and I hope to see you guys here again tomorrow. So as always, I am wishing you a happy and productive day, and I thank you so much for watching. Bye.